Okay, cool. That you're doing, or that I'm about to go over?
Like these people that are responding to me, like, while you're going over this, like, I don't want to forget to, like,
respond to them. Yeah, you have to go back. It's very easy to lose text messages, by the way. Cool. So you guys are hopping on right now or watching this video. We're about to go over Tuesday PDI. So I'm training Danny and Julie right now on how to crush Tuesday PDI. So first thing is whenever you're doing, there's kind of 3 types of PDI. There's first weekend PDI. There's general PDI, like people calling it from demos, like just normal sales reps. So there's first weekend PDI, which we've been over. Then there's just normal PDI, which is just like closing deals and stuff like that for like normal sales reps. And then there's like usually what we call is benchmark PDI. So it's Tuesday and Friday PDI. So on Tuesdays, we're usually setting up what? Wednesday team meeting. And then on Fridays, what do we want to set up? Sunday is like almost second. So you set up Sunday, but also Friday PDI is arguably more important because what that does is sets up the weekend.
Oh yeah.
So Friday PDI during the fall is like really important because all of our sales happen during the weekend. So Friday morning is the opportunity, or you could do even Thursday evening, but it's the opportunity to really set up like kind of like the whole weekend and like make sure people are lined up for a big Saturday, Friday, like Sunday, and then confirm for Sunday too. So so for Tuesdays, what think about in the weekly schedule? So Wednesdays just happened. Also, what just happened on what just finished?
What would you say?
So like on Tuesdays, like what just finished off?
The week?
Yeah, the week just finished off. So people have their sales, so you can look at people's sales numbers and things like that too. So Julie, maybe here switch seats with me, Danny, just so she has a computer, so I can like show them what we're pulling up on here. So what you want to do is whenever you have PDI out, you don't want to like, if you're doing good PDI, you don't want to have to like ask the reps like, oh, when you have demos, like we sure already know that information. Like, oh, how much did you sell last week? Like you want to have all that information up. So you're like, hey, I saw you sold this much, X, Y, Z. So whenever we're doing PDI, before you even start off, right, you could go to the sales data and you could pull up like last week's sales on Tuesday. You don't necessarily do this on Friday, but I can pull up the sales for last week so I can see how everyone's at or how we're doing. So we'll pull up the sales results from last week. And then next thing you want to do is whenever you're doing PDI, you always want to have a hit list. So if you want to get another sheet of paper, you want to have like before you do like an effective PDI session on like, again, this is on a Tuesday or Friday, you want to have a list of like, what are we promoting, in the meeting, what's like almost like you'll have like 8 bullet points that you want to hit during the call. Right. So, and like Eddie's been over this stuff with me before too. So, first thing is, I don't know, what are some things that you guys think would be important to touch on the call?
On Tuesdays?
Yeah, so we want to confirm for the team meeting. So let's talk about that first.
Oh, yeah.
First off, maybe you can write down like confirmation for team meeting. So let me actually just give you the breakdown. So yeah, so the first thing I do is probably just touch base with the reps, kind of like a how are you doing kind of thing. Like, like, hey, how's it going? Like, how you been? Don't like hop right into it. You know what I mean? See how they're doing. Another important thing ask it in the fall, like right now. So I'd be like asking like, hey, how are you doing in your classes? You know what I mean? Like address like that's something that's gonna be important in the fall. Not as much during the summertime, you know what I mean? But during the fall, it's like, hey, like the first question I'm always asking before I'm asking them about their sales is like, hey, how are you doing in school? Like how's school settling up too? Because like we talked about, and some of this that you guys have already said, I'm just saying it again for the video, but like we discussed, if someone is not performing well in school, their parents get mad, the first things to go is gonna be Cutco. So always it was like yeah, I feel that. So we gotta make sure people are doing well in school. That's the first thing there too. So and if you are ever ranked short in time, you don't always have to do this. The higher level is like if you can have a longer conversation with someone. Like we don't have the biggest team now, so I would definitely have a conversation with people about like, hey, like look at the numbers from last week, and I'd also have like, what do we projected to do this week? You know what I mean? So I might pull that number, like that thing up on my phone. I'll post that the photo of the board real quickly into the group chat. So we have last week's kind of like what we're projecting them at or whatever their goal was for the week. So let me actually put the, let me pull up the staff chat. I'm going to post the photo in there.
20 chats.
Yeah, I have a lot of chats. Cool. So I have everyone's projections here too. So I might even tell someone, hey, like we're projecting you for this much for the week. So the first thing is just kind of like look back. Like I would look at their sales results. So like talking about like how they're doing. And then I'd say, hey, so let's talk about last week. Maybe like, hey, so here's how much you sold. You know, so just look at, hey, like, hey, this is how much you sold last week. You know, talk about their paycheck, right? Ideally, we should have on Web PDI as we're going through this. And you guys haven't really even used Web PDI much yet. But what you're also going to want to start doing and get in the habit of doing is having PDI up. And you're going to pull up Web PDI. And you can also see, so we want to have, eventually, we should have every single person's school schedule, their goals for the week, what they're looking at. So, for instance, I'll give you an example of someone like, that's fine. You can log in with your account now. Your rep number and your password will log on to it, Web PDI. The end users are still not up yet. So, for instance, like, you know, I'll have someone like, I don't know, Gulp. I'll put Gulp real quick. Okay, so Gulp, Mika Sell. So last week I did one with him on Sunday. So right now I have his information here. New World Senior. He's got class from 7:30 to 3:45 p.m. His goal is 1 to 2K per week, making $200 to $500 in income. He wants out, so he needs to have he has a $300 average order, 3 to 4 sales a week, 5 to 6 demos completed, 8 demos booked up for the week. 7:30 p.m. usually for team meetings. So we kind of have like eventually want to get all that information online as we go on, and you can click anyone's name and add it onto there. Okay. So again, the more you kind of know, the more you can actually discuss with the rep and have like a meaningful conversation versus like, okay, cool, you can book up demos this week. All right, great, sounds good. You know, because we also don't want to feel like you don't want to feel like we're wasting their time. So the objective for Tuesday really should not, like we call it confirmation calls, but it shouldn't be confirming. Like we shouldn't call them like, hey, just want to make sure you're showing up tomorrow to like what you're required to come to. You know what I mean? Because that's also like, it also implies that like almost like there's an option. Yeah. So it's more so the reason we want to do it is not just to make sure that they're there. And maybe as us, we're trying to make sure that they're there, but it's more so making sure that they arrive the right way, right? They come prepared. And so like, you know, let's talk about that. So after you kind of address last week's sales results, right? So the first thing I'd be looking at is like, hey, how did you do last week? You know, this is you sold $1,000 or you sold $100. First question I'm asking like, hey, like, how do you feel about that? You know, just ask them how they feel about that, because sometimes they might like, you know, they might have only sold $500 and just ask them like, hey, so you know, you sold $500 last week. I don't know, how do you feel about that? Right, they might be like, "Oh, I feel good. You know, that's what I want to be doing on a weekly basis." All right, cool. So shooting for $500 a week. You know, some people are like, "Yeah, it's pretty awful. I should have done more." It's like, "All right, cool. Like, what's your goal?" You know, it's like, "Hey, you made this much." If someone sold 0 last week, it's like, "Hey, look, I'm looking at your results for last week. You didn't sell anything last week. You also didn't sell it. Like, you sold $200 a week before. You know, like, how do you feel about that?" I'm like, "Oh, you should probably get up." It's like, "Yeah, man. Like, we got your sales up right now because right now, like, you're not really making any money here." And if you're not making money here, like you're not gonna be working here much longer, and you're gonna be working at McDonald's eventually. So I care about you, and I want to make sure you do well. So let's talk about what we can do to set you up, you know, to be successful for this Wednesday, and make sure you have a successful week going forward too. So it's Tuesday, it's the start of the week. You know, let's talk about this. What do you think? What would be your goal for this week? Right? Like, what are you thinking in sales for this week? So if we already did the sales projection, I might tell them like, you know, hey, by the way, I'll give you a heads up. We ran our sales projections last week, and if it's like, you know, like, hey, we're projecting you to sell, you know, 2K this week, Braulio. How do you feel about that? You think you can get that done? Oh no, that's a pretty like, well, whatever. Just kind of coach them, right? Like it might be like, hey, by the way, I want to let you know we didn't even project you to sell anything this week. Like really? And it's like, yeah, because you just haven't been stepping up. So what are we going to do different this week? That's like, you know, what are you going to show us different that this week that, you know, is different than what you've been showing us the past couple weeks, right? So it's like either like, hey, challenging, like telling them like, I mean, that's like sometimes the benefit of having this is like, hey, when we don't put up sales results and they're like, wow, you don't expect me to sell, like, you don't think I'm going to sell anything this week? He's like, no, you haven't been selling anything, right? Or if there's like, wow, you think I can sell that much? It's like, yeah, I think you can. Like, you should be selling that much. You have it, and you know, there's no reason you shouldn't. So it's kind of like inspiring to work harder or like challenging them because, like, you know, like, and people respond differently to each. So having that conversation honestly goes a little bit free verse. I mean, you can kind of, it's more so just coaching. So the better you get learning at like how to coach people, the more you can do it. That one doesn't have to be as scripted, you know, really just looking at their numbers and helping them out. Then I would have a specific breakdown for the actual team meeting. So it's like, all right, cool. Let's set you up for the team meeting tomorrow. So first thing is just kind of confirm them, making sure they're good to go. You know, if they're out of town, we want to know that. And then it's a simple, like, all right, cool, you're out of town. When you get back out of town, like what's the game plan when you get back? If they're in town, before you ask them what time they're arriving, right? And maybe you ask them like, you want to confirm. So I guess these are Let me just break it down so I'm going all over the place. Let me give you like the things that you want to make sure that they have by the time they finish the call. So you want to make sure you have their arrival time for Wednesday, right? Ideally, we already have, an idea of what their demo goal is. So their arrival time, what time they're coming in for the phone jam, what is their goal for the night? How does their attack list look, right? Like how many people on your attack list? Right. And again, like you could do the simple way of asking, like, oh, how many people are attack list? All right, 30, cool, sounds good. But sometimes you can dive in a little bit more. All right, cool. And like, are those like on an actual list? You have it prepared on a list ready to roll, or is it like just like recommendations scattered? Oh no, I've got a list. Or it's like, oh yeah, kind of just all over the place. It's like, all right, cool. Before you come in tomorrow, can you make sure that you have, put onto like one list, you're ready to roll. And again, like you want to base off, like all this stuff is usually based off their goal. So it's like if hey, you want to sell this much a week, man, your demo goal is only 5. Like, let's be real, you're not going to sell $3,000 this week if you have 5 demos booked up, right? So we're either need to lower your goal or probably up your demos. Which one do you want to do, right? And so again, you're not trying to coach them to like, again, when you're coaching, it's always about like helping them achieve whatever it is they want to achieve. Don't try to like get them to do something they don't want to do, but like you do have to sometimes like work people through like their thought process because they don't actually think rationally yet. So coaching them that way. So it's like, all right, cool, whatever, like however many demos they need. If they have like, hey, it's like they need to book 10 demos, right? So it's like, all right, cool. Well, what time are you planning on coming in? Right. But it's like, and usually I'll promote it beforehand. Like, hey, arrivals are between 5 to 6 p.m. Most people get here around 5 o'clock. What time are you planning on coming? Right. And they're like, oh, I was planning on coming at, I'll be there. I'll be at
5 to 6.
Yeah, that's what we just said. Now, if they're TLA, if they're in TLA, they need to be here by 4 o'clock. Right. So, hey, friendly reminder, TLA props tomorrow, be here before 4 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock start time. So I'd be here by like 3:45. But for the general team, if they're coming in for advanced training right now, it's 5:30. Starting by here by like 5:15. Like, hey, you want to be advanced training a little bit early so you can get set up for it. Everyone else, we say, hey, promote your arrivals between 5 and 6 o'clock. A lot of our team is going to get here around like 5 o'clock. If you have a smaller goal, you could probably come in around like 6 o'clock. What time are you thinking about coming in? And if someone says something later, it's not a big deal. If someone wants to come in at 7, but like their demo goal should probably be like 6 or less, right? If they have a demo goal of like, 8 to 10, and it's like they come in at like 7 o'clock, it's like, hey, I don't think you're going to book up all those demos in an hour and a half, 2 hours. So, let's either, again, same thing, lower your demo goal, or let's have you come in a little bit early and walk them through that. Cool. We're just recording Tuesday PDI and stuff like that too. You already finished it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fast.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I was talking fast, or it's my nose. I'm like,
Yeah, she like.
Yeah, that's what happens all the time. So we're just zooming through this real quickly. All right, I've only got like, I've only got 2 more minutes, and then I'm gonna make a couple calls, and I'm gonna let you guys do it. So, and then so that's like the biggest things. The other things that we promote on Wednesday, we usually want to promote the office goal. So how many points? So the theme, and then the goal is the office. So time into our team goals. The last thing is like, hey, for tomorrow, get pumped up and energized. And then the second thing would be like, hey, our office goal, we're trying to get this many demos as an office. So if you book up, our goal is 112 demos, man. So if you can get 10 demos tomorrow, that's good. It's gonna be a big, that's gonna be a big deal. And just kind of setting up for that, just making sure people feel good, arrive the right way, and ready to roll. That's pretty much the main thing to do. Thanks, Lauren.
Hey, Lisa, what's up?
On Wednesdays, or to set up for Wednesdays. Cool. So let me, as soon as this person calls, I want our theme to be tomorrow. We can reuse the theme.
What do you?
We do golf.
I hate that team with a
What do you mean golf?
It's always in the beginning of the summer. I never know what to wear for it, and I hate it.
Why? Just because? Why? All right, you guys have another theme?
Yeah.
What was
Oh, I didn't get that. What the hell?
No, that's calling. That's ringing to the thing. That's why that noise goes on.
Wait, what was one of the fun ones we did?
We never did the drama theme.
Oh, we didn't? We're doing that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
We did 2 weeks ago.
I wasn't there either.
2 weeks ago, we did.
I was
We're not doing that again.
I'm sorry.
We can just do a
We
spark.
could do superheroes. We never did that.
Dude, where do you think I'm gonna get that stuff? From my dorm room?
The only one that has like a superhero.
A costume? A superhero costume?
No, it's just a shirt. You've never had like a Wonder Woman shirt?
Not in my dorm. Like, no.
We do sports.
Wait.
You could do like the color scheme, like all black or like all pink or I don't know.
All red. Or...
Hey, on Wednesdays we wear pink.
Okay. I need that. We don't have time for this. Unless you guys give me a good thing, I'll let you do golf.
No, please.
Golf it is.
No.
Golf. Because I want to do putt-putt. I'll put the gift cards out there or whatever. All right, cool. So,
You're going to do putt-putt?
yes, I have to call in like 9 minutes. I want you guys to hear one or two good PI calls real quick, okay? So, all right, we're going to just do this because I don't have time. So, okay. So, what I'm going to do is, and then why you go through it, okay? As soon as we enter, we want to have one sheet of paper that has everyone's arrival times, right? Yeah. So on the back of the PI paper, you do everyone's arrival times. And then after that, you need to make sure that attendance is updated in WebPDI. Yeah. Okay? And pretty easy to do. I'll walk you guys through how to do that here in a second just because we're short on time. But you'll enter in the team meeting confirmations. Until WebPDI is done, PDI is not done. Cool. So it's got to be on there. And again, this is really, really important because it helps me know like how much we can expect, who I need to reach out to, because I do that on Wednesday. I'm looking over that. So the results, everything's got to be entered into WebPDI by Tuesday night. So I'm just going to go ahead and confirm. Okay. Last thing is on Tuesday, the only difference is people that are setting up for the assignment. So making sure that they have their assignment ready to roll. If they came from advanced training, they have an assignment between, and you guys remember this, right? From Monday to Wednesday, their assignment is to go with an attack list of 30 to 50 people. And I give them explicitly like who they want on that attack list. And
those are like the fast start people?
Yep. And here's the people that I tell them in advanced training. I'm like, hey, here's who you want on that attack list. And you're probably going to want to write this down too to refresh their memory. So attack list, the minimum is 30. They should be 30 to 50. Minimum is 30. Don't come with anything less than 30. It should be on one physical sheet of paper, not on like 20 sheets. An Excel sheet or one document. And it needs to be, so I tell them like, hey, your 10 best acquaintances. So your 10 best acquaintances, your top 10 acquaintances. Next people on there would be any cancellations or reschedules from your first weekend. So your top 10 acquaintances. Cancellation and reschedule from your first weekend. Third thing would be your best virtuals. Your best virtuals that you haven't seen yet that you want to make sure you see in your fast start. And then the fourth group of person would be anyone else from their initial list they haven't seen yet. So anyone else from the initial list they brought the training that they either haven't called or haven't seen yet. And then the bonus there is any recommendations that they have specifically of people in list 2 and 3. And list 2 and 3 being acquaintances and then directory/lists. Did you guys remember like the 4 gears of Kako? You see friends and family, acquaintances, directories, lists, and then recommendations. And I say, hey, you don't want to call Rex yet. However, you might have some recommendations that fall in the categories 2 and 3, and you might want to call some, set up some of those people. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'll start off with Brawlia real quickly, and I'll give you guys an example of that. Cool. So I'm just gonna, let me see real quickly here. Hopefully I can squeeze two out before we finish up here. 786 329
You don't have his number saved?
9861. I don't have a lot of the reps numbers saved. I'm not gonna really talk to him about his paycheck since he just started this first week, and then more through just the confirmation aspect. Darian's gonna be out of town.
Hello, sorry if I.
Okay, you didn't answer. 305 889 189. If they call them and they don't answer, I usually just call them. I'll tell them.
You don't double tap?
You just want to be careful just in case they're in class and stuff like that. Probably I could have double tapped. I'm sure I could get a hold of someone.
Oh, okay.
So this is Elisa.
She's not a demo.
Hello, how are you?
Hey Elisa, how's it going? This is Andrew. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I wanted to let you know that right now doing the recommendations, but I was calling the office and nobody was answering.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know you were in an appointment. Yeah, sorry. I was just calling you to talk to you real quickly. But are you in an appointment right now?
Yeah, right now she's jotting down the names for the
Okay.
recommendation.
All right, cool. Just give us a ring back. Okay, you need help with something?
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that she ended up not buying, and it was because she needed her spouse's, for him to say yes. And then I told her about the whole 15-day trial, and she still said no.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. We'll take it. One thing that I would that I'd show them, maybe even if she wants to get like one knife or something like that today, or even a gadget or a veggie peeler or like a cutting board, if they do that, because they can only really get a discount when they place an order on your first visit. So what that would do is that would allow them to actually get that that discount there, and she can reserve it for the future. So if you want to do that, awesome. If not, just make sure you get a ton of recommendations. Let's make sure you get that a first sponsorship. Cool. So don't forget about the pass back. If they give you less than 10, pass it back and be like, hey, Miss Jones, is there any way you get me to smiley face? I actually get an automatic sponsorship. Cool.
All right, cool.
Awesome.
Thank
Sounds
you.
good. We'll talk to you afterwards.
Appreciate
Give us a call back. We'll talk to the coaching call. All right. Bye.
All right.
All right. Let me have someone else. Okay. I'll call. I'm trying to call. Tyler, yeah. Call 305-978-2142.
Look at this.
Calling.
Oh, what? Why? What is this?
The wireless customer.
If you call me, I'll answer.
Oh, look, I'll just go in the other room. Call Max. Max will for sure answer.
Yeah, no, but I want to give you one I can actually have a conversation with. Call 786. Call XX Andres Bickford.
Calling the 20th Andres Bickford.
What? That's so funny.
I have that in front of all your names. Please answer. Just need to show you guys one.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
He has to purchase them.
No, some people want to buy it.
Just so they can hold on to it. Okay, this is going great.
Dude, if I pulled out my phone after not looking at it for a while, I see 2 missed calls from Andrew, I'd cry.
Your call is.
All right, screw you. Call 786-270-8680. Oh, there he goes. Call me back. What is going on, Andres? How are you?
Hey, Andrew. How are you?
Good, man. Good to hear from you. How you been?
Good, yeah.
Good.
Great.
Hey,
You?
good. Did I catch you at an okay time?
Yeah, it's fine now, yeah.
Cool, man. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base with you, and how's everything been going? I know you. First off, how was Dubai and that whole entire trip?
Oh, yeah. It was so amazing, man. It was amazing.
Yeah, I bet.
It was amazing, yeah.
It sounded awesome. What did you get? You just got back like a week ago, right?
I got back right before school started on Sunday.
Cool. And you just started classes on Monday?
Yeah, my first week.
Nice. How's that been going?
Good. Pretty
Cool.
good, yeah.
Now, are you going to? I forgot. You're going to your senior year or your freshman year?
This is my senior year right now.
Cool. So you're getting your senior year of high school now.
Yeah,
Awesome.
this is my senior year of high school, yeah. That's why I'm taking my SAT classes, because I'm going to take the SAT test.
Cool. You getting prepared for that? How you feeling for SAT tests?
I just had my first 2 classes last week, and my first one on Monday. Actually, my third one on Monday. They're pretty good. Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty good.
Awesome, man. We'll keep the studying for that one. So,
yeah. I'm going tomorrow to Vector, right?
Yeah. We got our team meeting tomorrow. So I was actually just gonna call and give you some quick information for that and make sure you're ready to roll here because I know it's been a while since we kind of touched base. So cool, man. So yeah, we had you. I mean, you got a 10K fast start, and then you pretty much went out of town right after that. So you haven't touched base since then. So a good thing for us to do is to kind of maybe we'll map out and sit down and maybe map out like a weekly schedule or something like that. Something that this is your classes start early in the morning. What time do you usually get out of school?
I get out of school at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. Cool. So, for you, man, when you come in on Wednesday, we'll kind of map it out and we'll talk about it then when you come in, or maybe probably Sunday would be better. But, around school year, it's a little bit busier, maybe not, you're not going to have as much availability as you did during the summer by any means.
Yeah. I was going to tell you that I'm not going to be able to get as much sales as I did during the summer.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, it's going to be a lot more tough just kind of balancing around the school year. But for you, man, like what would be like a good sales goal or what would be like a good income goal that you could like consistently do in like each week that you'd feel good about?
Let's see. I'm going to try to get no less than 3 good sales a week.
Cool. So you want to get about 3 sales a week, and how much do you want to sell each week?
Like I'm gonna try to do like 3 homemakers a week at least.
Cool. All right. Cool. So, and that's a good goal too, by the way. Might be a little bit tough around school. So, let me ask you to get.
I'm gonna try. Yeah,
no problem. What? So tomorrow's our team meeting. To give you guys some quick breakdown on the actual team meeting, we start at arrivals are between 5 and 6 p.m. And most people will come in depending on what their goal is and stuff like that. Do you have an idea of what your demo goal would be for tomorrow night to book up for like the weekend?
Maybe I can get for this week. I might be able to get like 3 appointments.
Okay, cool.
I'm not so sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's no big deal. Now here's the deal.
Like, right now, I only have 3 in mind that I'm sure I'm gonna say yes, but like I gotta call people and stuff.
Cool. And we can help set you up for that, all that stuff when you come in tomorrow night. Honestly though, if you want to be making 3 sales a week, you probably are going to have to do, usually typically more than 3 demos for the whole week to get that booked up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, I'd be thinking tomorrow I would probably make your demo goal. If you want to get like at least like 2,500 to 3K in sales, you're going to want to probably have at least like 6 to 7 demos to line that up. Now in terms of like when you could do those demos, I mean, it's really not that much. Think about it this way. You could do like, 1 after school on Thursday, 1 after school on Friday, and then like 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. Or you could do like, 4 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday, or 1 on Friday, 3 on Saturday.
I'm going to try to get most of them done on Saturday because I also play tennis and I get homework during the week, so I'm going to try to get most of them on Saturday.
Cool, man. Awesome. So what do you think? So 3's probably not going to work out. What do you think I don't know. Do you think you could try to shoot for like 6 demos tomorrow at the team meeting?
Yeah. 6 demos. Yeah, I can.
All right, cool, man. Well, the next question I want to ask is like how many, you probably don't have it really organized since you came back. Do you have kind of like an attack list ready to roll, or have you like made like a list of like, people that you have to call to try to book up those appointments with?
Not really, because my main attack list, that's what I did during the summer. So like, I do have an attack list, like just my friends, like asking them not to do it to the parents. Like I already have some friends to call.
Cool.
I'm sure they'll say yes. Yeah.
So what I would do is before you come into the team meeting tomorrow night, before you come into the team tomorrow night, why don't you work on getting those phone numbers? So if you want to get 6 demos up, you're probably going to need at least like 15 to 20 people to call on your attack list, just so you have something to fuel like the fire with. So you had to take a wild guess out of all the people you have to call right now. If you look through like your recommendations and some of the other things that you've got in, how many would you have to call right now if you wanted to?
10.
10? Okay, cool, man. So 10 solid, you could probably get like 4 to 5 demos lined up from those 10, knowing you. To get maybe just to kind of protect yourself, Do you think
Yeah.
between now and before you come in for the team meeting tomorrow, do you think you could add like another 10 people to that list?
Yeah. Because tomorrow at school, I can talk to kids in my school stuff, in the classes.
Cool. So just focus on can you make sure you come in with a tack list tomorrow of at least like 20 people to call?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Cool. Awesome.
And I want the team meeting start tomorrow.
The team meeting itself, we go 9 to 10 each week, but because we have a lot of high schoolers, we're trying to get started at 8:30 p.m. as long as everyone hits their goals. So the team meeting will go 8:30 to 9:30 ideally, and then most people arrive in somewhere between like 5 and 6 o'clock for their to start booking up their appointments and stuff like that. What time can we expect you to be there?
My class ends at 5:30, and then since I go to my class after school, I gotta eat lunch. So like. I'll finish eating lunch at like 6, and from here to there it's like 40 minutes, so like at 7.
Okay, cool. So you'd be here by 7 p.m. tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right, cool, man. And you'll probably go ahead.
If you need me to be at that time, like.
Yeah, I mean that's probably fine. If you only need to get like 5 to 6 demos lined up, you could probably get in here just before 7 o'clock and finish getting them booked up. As long as we give you enough time to do that. So I mean, main thing is I would just fly over here as soon as you can get here because I know you're coming from classes and things like that as well.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Right.
So let me give you a couple quick things then. So so I guess demo goal would be probably like 6 demos or so. I've got you set up for tomorrow. We got you confirmed for 7 p.m. The theme for tomorrow, by the way, is going to be golf themed. So comment, golf themed. So yeah, I'm sure you have some golf outfits lined up. Wear a polo, shorts, whatever. And we're actually going to have a putt-putt.
Khaki pants and polo shirt.
There you go.
That's what I wear.
There you go, man. We're going to have actually a putt-putt thing set up in the office so you can like book up demos and tickets and so. And then our goal in the office for tomorrow night is to book up 112 demos. So if you get 6 lined up, that's definitely going to help us get a little bit portion there.
All right.
And we'll get you back on the board this week with some sales. Cool?
Okay, cool. Really cool.
Sounds good, man. Anything else I can help you with before tomorrow?
No, everything's good.
All right, cool, man. Well, I got you all set up for tomorrow. We'll see you at 7 p.m. Just make sure you work on that attack list before you come in, all right?
Okay, right.
All right, cool. Sounds good, Andres. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.
See you tomorrow, man. Bye.
Okay, bye. Go take it.
Cool. So I'm about to hop on my call right now. So I'm going to end this real quickly. But that was just one example. Now, Andres, is someone that, he sold 10K fast start. He's usually normal people that are like I want to sell 3K and 3 appointments. He kind of will do that. So I know that. So I was like, hey, line up 6. He'll actually probably get 3K in sales from that. Also, all of his people are absolute money people. That's why I was also most people, if they wanted to get 6 demos, they should have an attack list higher than 20. But he's already the people that he'll have on his attack list, he's already probably just gonna book up automatically. I think it goes to Gulliver maybe or I don't even really know. Mast. Okay, cool. So anyways, that's going to be the end of this call. I'm just going to end this call right now.